Welcome back to Father and Son Fix. In this episode, we're going to show you how to fix a broken seat back pocket on your car. Let's get to it. Now, to fix the seat back pocket, we're going to take the back of the seat off. It's usually held on by a few bolts. In our instance, they're held on by two Torx bolts at the bottom. This is typically where the seat manufacturers will hide those bolts. We also have a lumbar support on our seat. If you've got a connection or anything on the side of your seat that needs to be removed, do so before taking the seat back off. First and foremost, if you have any airbags that are in the way, do not move them unless you're really experienced with what you're doing. Otherwise, this is a very straightforward procedure. So to take this lumbar support off, we're going to remove this Torx screw that's holding it here in the middle. Now, once that Torx screw is out of the way, then you can take that lumbar support right out, just like that. Now we're removing the screws that are holding the seat back at the bottom. You may have some fabric or other material covering the screws. You want to move that out of the way to find those screws, or you may have clips that are holding your seat back on. In our case, as we mentioned, we've got these two screws at the bottom. And there are some clips that tuck under near the top, and we'll show you that in a moment. And here, as we're lifting, we're going to lift down a little bit to disengage those clips that are holding into the top of the seat, being careful to move around that lumbar connector to make sure that doesn't get caught up as we're pulling the seat back off of the seat. Slowly and carefully, and there you go. The seat back is removed, and we got some blue tape because we were in here before just fixing those pieces so they wouldn't move around too much. Anyway, now that we've got the seat back removed, the next step is going to be to fix the broken pocket. So let's get a closer look at what's going on here. And we do apologize. We had some lighting fluctuations when we were filming this portion. Now you see, in our case, the seat back pocket was held on by this piece of plastic that is broken. The plastic tab is broken, and here's where it connects on the back. Some people use zip ties or other things to fix this. You'll see how we're going to fix it in our case. If your seat back is cloth, you can also sew it back into place. In our case, we had this plastic tab that was then stuck into the seat back pocket and attached with these staples. Believe it or not, it was stapled in place. And the staples kind of broke away as we did it. We're not sure if this is factory. If you've got any comments about that, leave us a comment down below to let us know what you think. Was this factory, or maybe someone had repaired this before? In any event, we're going to remove these staples and get them out of the way to get to the broken plastic piece so that we can repair it. Now here's a mistake that we made with that piece of elastic there. Do not let go of that piece of elastic because, just like that, you're not going to be able to get it back again. And if your elastic is worn on your seat back pocket, you may need to replace it. And this is about how you would do it, because we had to fish this piece of elastic all the way back through. If you're fixing your elastic, you would fish a new piece in. This is us grabbing that old piece because we let go of it, and we shouldn't have done that. What we're using here is a crochet needle that we got from Mother Fix. Thankfully, she was around to help out with that. And this elastic actually reminds us of the elastic inseams that the kids used to have when they were younger on their pants to adjust to the size. It seems like it's almost exactly the same elastic with the little holes in it. Now, in our case, to prevent this from happening again, we ran the crochet needle through just like that so that it would hold it in place. Okay, now back to the task at hand. How are we going to fix this broken piece of plastic and get it securely held in on the other side? We've got a solution for that, which is this piece known as an interlocking bolt or marriage bolt. For holding two pieces of cabinets together or joining two pieces of wood together. And this works perfectly, and it's just about the exact same size as the broken plastic tab that we need to fix. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill out a hole into the plastic so that we can put that piece of metal in place of that broken plastic tab. The plastic's pretty soft, just be careful. Maybe we should have been wearing gloves here, but as long as you're careful, it goes through pretty quickly. And now we're just going to make sure that that piece of metal is going to fit through, and that fits in well, but we still have that plastic tab or what's left of it sticking up. So we're going to carve that down, and don't ever use a knife facing towards yourself. Always do it like this, facing away, so that if for some reason it slips, that you're not going to hurt yourself. All right, now that the plastic piece is all smoothed down, we're going to fish that back in exactly how it was into the pocket, looping the leather of the seat pocket around that metal post, and just getting it lined up perfectly the same way that it was folded before, and making sure it's all nice and tight. And we thought about gluing it or other steps, and we figured, you know what? We're just going to go back with the same staple technique that we saw, whether that was original or not. It worked for all the years that we had the car, so we just went back with the same thing. Here we're using an electric stapler. It wasn't easy, but we were able to get it in there. And in addition, once the pocket is then held against the seat back again, it's going to push those staples in place. So tucking the leather here, and if you have fabric, you might be tucking that fabric in place. Then aligning that hole to secure the top of the seat back pocket again. And then we're going to go over to the other side, and we're going to show you how we screw in the other piece of that fastener to hold it into place. So here we are back on the other side of the seat back, and there's the little metal post right there sticking up, and we're holding that in place. And what we found was we needed a few washers just to get the shape just right so that it would hold it securely and fill the gap. As you see, there's that little sort of indentation there. And that's just about it. We smartly had the screw end of this facing the inside so that we were able to tighten it at that point. Thankfully for that, we got it all tightened up. Everything felt very secure. We were happy with that. Felt very tight. Didn't want to over tighten it. Didn't want to break the plastic again. Just tight enough, just like that, so that it's nice and secure and snug, and it's not going to rattle around when you're driving. And there you go. You do see a little bit of that knob poking through there, and online they do sell entire frames for replacing, and we just didn't want to go to that length. We're thinking that the metal post might be a more secure fit. Now, final step here is going to be getting that seat back on the seat. And one tip here is to get the bottom portion in place first, and then you're going to slide it up to get those tabs to connect. Your seat may be different. You may have to lever it in at the top or the bottom, but try and follow the same steps you took to take it out. Here we are sliding it back into place, and of course, going to check that lumbar support to make sure that's cleared the hole well. Putting the screws back here in the bottom. If you have any clips, you can secure them back in the bottom of yours. In our case, we had these two screws that just hold the seat back in place. Thankfully, the lumbar support was keyed. If yours isn't keyed, you may want to take a picture of the alignment or the arrangement of any pieces before you disconnect them from the seat back. And here we go. We're just going back in with this Torx screw. This is a T20 on this seat, and that's just going to put the lumbar support nice and secure there, right where it needs to be, or should we say the control lever for the lumbar support. Once that's nice and snug, then we're going to get our little cover and put that little guy back on there. There it is. Make sure to hold on to that. And then we're going to test the lumbar support mechanism, make sure it's still working. Everything feels good. And there you go. Job well done. We hope this helped you fix your seat back pocket. Thanks for watching and have a great day.